Hello and welcome back to the GTN show. Now, imagine running at 3 minutes and 42 per kilometre pace for over 6 hours. Well, that happened this weekend at the Project Carbon X2 event. Also over here in the UK, we have a bit of a kerfuffle going on over a proposed idea for equality within running within cross country, which to be honest has left quite a few people a little confused, myself included. And finally, will the Olympic Games be on this year or not? That is the big question. Right then, let's start by discussing this ridiculous pace for the 6 hours. Now, it was actually all part of an event to showcase the new Carbon X2 shoe from Hoka Own It. It was an invitational 100K event in Chandler, Arizona. We had 6 men and 4 women actually complete the 100K event, but the spotlight was really on Jim Walmsley as he hit the 6 hour mark. Having run at 3 minutes and 42 per kilometre pace for the 100K, which works out at 5 minutes and 57 seconds for people that work in per mile pace, he managed to shatter the American record, which previously stood at 6 hours and 27 minutes, and now setting a new record time of 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 25 seconds. But it was actually the world record that Jim really had his sights set on. And he got agonizingly close, but just missed it by 11 seconds. Over 100K, that's gotta be painful. However, he does say we'll have to try again. We're in the right ballpark and on the right track and have the shoe to compete, and we're knocking on the door. I don't think I'm done with the 100K. Fortunately, / unfortunately, there's likely another one down the road. So great to hear that he's going to be doing it again. He's absolutely class runner. Obviously, we had an equally as exciting race in the women's. We had Carla Molinaro and Camille Herron leading the race from the start, though admittedly, Carla said she went off too hard. And then Camille, unfortunately, had to pull out due to a hip niggle. And then it was Audrey Tanguy that came slowly past them in the second half to take the win in a finishing time of 7 hours, 40 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay, moving on now, and whilst we're talking of running, what do you folk think to this? Now, there's been a bit of a debate here in the UK over the past week due to a proposed equality idea for cross-country running, and that's been proposed by the UK Athletics, or the UKA. Now, here in the UK, typically, the men will run over a longer distance in cross countries than the women. So for instance, the senior men might run over something like 12K, whereas the senior women might run over 8K, sometimes even less than that, so substantially less. And it's not just limited to the UK, I must add. This is pretty standard internationally and worldwide, and that's kind of been accepted for decades now. But this proposed idea is to equalize this so that both female and male are racing over the same distance. How that will work, we're not so sure. They may reduce the men's down to 10K and bring the women's up to 10K, so it's the same, which I think is a good idea. Now, there has been a bit of a hoo-ha as well due to a survey that UKA posted out, which people feel had loaded questions, and the UKA were always planning to make these changes regardless of the results and the answers that they get back. But we're not going to delve into that. But the bit that has really surprised a lot of us is that some very high-profile elite female runners have opposed this equality idea. The likes of Paula Radcliffe and some of the best cross-country runners in the UK right now. Now, their argument is that the UKA has planned to make this move without first consulting the Athletes Commission. In addition, the athletes feel that it somehow suggests that their past performances are viewed as somehow lacking simply because they were raced over shorter distances than the men. Now, the statement goes on and on. Personally though, I've got to say, this is a total surprise. I thought they would have jumped at this. I'm all for equality. I know in triathlon, we're very fortunate that we have equal distances between the men and the women and equal prize money. And I don't know, in my mind, I thought the runners would have jumped at this. So I am left a little bit confused. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and yeah, get involved in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think. And finally, there has been a lot of fuss over the Olympics this past week. Will it be on or will it be cancelled? Now, much of Japan is unfortunately under a state of emergency due to a third wave of COVID-19 infections. And as such, the Times reported that the government had privately concluded the games would have to be cancelled. The Times cited an unidentified senior member of Japan's ruling coalition said that the government's focus was now on securing the games for Tokyo in the next available year, 2032. But they were quick to respond to this article with a government spokesperson saying there is no truth in the report and that the Tokyo Olympic organisers had vowed to press ahead with the rescheduled games, which are due to open on July the 23rd. The IOC issued a statement echoing that line, adding, "We will be implementing all possible countermeasures against COVID-19 and will continue to work closely in our preparations for holding a safe and secure games this summer." Whew, it's getting exciting just following this, not just the games. Well, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the games will be on this year or not? We should probably have a poll for this if we could. Also, do you think it will happen? Just get involved in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think. Okay, now for the tech news. And first of all, I'm actually going to start with some exciting news from the GTN team. Now, any eagle-eye viewers may have already noticed this, but we do have some new helmets in our set. In fact, I'm going to grab one of them very quickly. Yep, we have now partnered with Met helmets. Now, this is the Trenta, which I've been rocking lately. Some of you may have noticed me wearing it on social media. We've also got their Aero helmets, TT helmets, so the Coda Tronca behind me here, as well as this fancy one, which is the drone, which the likes of Fred Van Leerd wear and Jan Frodeno even wore a couple of years ago. So we've got numerous videos coming with these, and yeah, I mean, a company that's been making helmets since, I think it's 1987, they've got a fair bit of experience, so very excited to be partnered with them. So yeah, look forward to seeing more of those on the channel. But now moving on, and we have this exciting bit of tech. It's the Active Plus Halo Smart Mask from AirPod, which claims to be the first ever air wearable mask. Now, the mask has an inbuilt Halo sensor that monitors air quality to then provide the user personalized data on pollution, breathing rate, and respiratory health. So to do that, it connects to a smartphone app, and that features things like reminders on when it's time to replace the mask filter, what the pollutants the filter has actually blocked, breathing cycles, behavior. So yeah, it can also be used for activities, sports. So you just put it into active mode. The sensor will then measure metrics like breaths per minute, breaths per pace. So yeah, it's actually more than I thought. And I thought it was a bit of a silly and funny idea to start off with, but yeah, I'm actually quite intrigued. Now on to the race news, and whilst we may not have much racing in most of the world right now, triathlon is kicking off in Australia and New Zealand right now. A couple of weeks ago, we had the 2xU Triathlon Series in Victoria with a festival of races, including a big pro race. But this weekend just gone, we had the Tauranga Half in New Zealand, which attracted a big pro field. Kyle Smith had the race under control. He came off the bike with a 3-minute 20-second lead going on to the run. And well, he looked to have it in control, but unfortunately did start to fade in the closing stages, and we had a very fast-moving Braden Curry towards the end. Fortunately though, he managed to just about hold him off, collapsing over the line, and doing so, he posted a time of 3 hours and 39 minutes, taking 2 minutes and 24 seconds off the old course record that he had set the previous year. It was an equally exciting race for the women. We had Teresa Adam coming out of the water just 6 seconds behind the lead, and then just led from start to finish, more or less. Impressively, she smashed 13 minutes and 46 seconds off the course record, set by none other than Sam Warriner back in 2009. Hannah Wells was seeking a third consecutive victory at this event and did try to chase hard on the run, but it just wasn't enough to chase down the very fast Teresa Adam. Had to settle for second place, 4 minutes and 45 seconds behind. And then meanwhile, over in Australia, Jake Birtwistle got stuck into a smaller event close to home, the Green Beach Triathlon, and he says it was the beginning of his Tokyo Olympic preparations, so he wasn't expecting too much, but unsurprisingly, he led from start to finish, and whilst it may not have been the biggest race, I'm sure he was just pleased to be back racing. And now to take a look through all the photos that you've been sending in to us and see what you've been getting up to. Now, I was very pleased to see a couple of race photos coming in. This one from Braden on his Principia Rex E Pro. He's in Penrith in Australia, and he said it's his first race of the year, the Enticer race, and he came second. Well, congratulations to you, Braden. Next one comes from Hayden, and he's out on his Specialized Shiv in New Zealand. He said, beautiful day here at the bottom of the South Island. He's doing a bit of a hills day with 1900 meters of climbing as he trains for his first Ironman in 5 weeks' time in Ironman's New Zealand, and also doing Challenge Wanaka in 3 weeks' time. Whew, that is an action-packed few weeks, but hey, why not? I mean, given the lack of racing over the past year, just snap them up when you get the opportunity. So best of luck to you. That's very fun. Next one from Jamie. He's on his Cannondale Cad 10. He's sent in his pain cave from Chicago. He said he's upgraded from a wheel on to a direct drive and revamped the fuel station. Yeah, I can see you got a lot of fuel there beside you. Yeah, I'm sure you're noticing the difference of a wheel on versus a direct drive. I remember when I first made that upgrade, and whew, yeah, there's a significant difference. And then finally, this one from Nicholas. This is from Liverpool in the UK, and he's got his Canyon Speed Max in his new pain cave, which he's preparing for Outlaw X in 2021 and also Ironman California for 2022. And that, I've got to say, very, very smart pain cave. Wondering, did you choose the paint based on the colorway on your bike? Let us know in the comment section down below. But yeah, very smart. And please do keep sending in all your photos and videos, letting us know what you're getting up to, particularly during these times when they're all so uncertain. And finally, we have the Caption Competition. Now, last week we had this photo of the Australian team, which I assume is for a mixed team relay, looking, well, rather confused, particularly Matt Hauser there. So we had some great captions coming in, which I've whistled down to just a few. So Patrick Kavanagh said, when you realise you're in the wrong team. Konstantinos Veleros said, this is probably the only thing that we didn't practice. I really like that one. But the winner is Woodbase 94. And he said, rock, paper, scissors. Ha, Hauser, you go first. Very simple, but I love it. So you're the winner, Woodbase94. Get in touch and we'll ping a cap out to you ASAP. But this week's Caption Comp photo is this. The guys running out of the mist mid-race. And I don't know, it just reminds me of a scene from a movie or a singer on stage coming out of the mist. You get involved in the comment section down below, leave your captions. But that is it for the show this week, I'm afraid. I hope you have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned for a ton of stuff coming out on GTN over the coming weeks, including aero road bike versus triathlon bike. Yeah, if you're considering upgrading to a triathlon bike, then you may be interested in that video this weekend, where I literally compare the aerodynamics, the versatility of an aero road bike versus a triathlon bike. Also, we have foot pain when running. So if you are someone that struggles with niggles and pains in your feet when you're running, well, we're covering some of the main and I guess the problematic pains that people experience, delving into them, explaining why you're getting them, and hopefully helping you to prevent them. Well, like I say, that is it for the show. So if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to give us a follow over on social media and give us a subscribe just down below. And check out some of our previous videos. This weekend, we had a very popular video on how does a pro triathlete earn their money and how much do they earn? We were very, very lucky to have Cody Beals join us for that, so make sure you check that one out, as well as comparing different recovery methods, where Heather literally goes and tries out a load of different recovery methods. Hard gig, hey? Well, yeah, make sure you go on over and check those out.